Hello, on Friday you were asked to complete Find the Percent. And there are two tricky problems that I should have looked ahead at, so I'm going to take that one on the chin, but I want to go over these two particular problems because there was a little twist involved. So when we look at this, I see that I'm given two numbers. It says that there are 6 girls and 18 boys in the class. What percent of the students are girls? Now, initially, it looks like we're supposed to use 6 as the part and 18 as the boys, or excuse me, as a total. But as it turned out, they had this little twist. What percent of the students, meaning the total of the students? So we had to add 6 plus 18, and that equaled 24 total students in the class. So we needed to complete that added step before starting. So now we're going to start our part equals rate times total, and the part, and it did say girls, what part are girls? So we're going to put 6. The rate, we don't know, so we're going to have to put R, but here's where this is different. The total number of students in the class is 24. So I'm just going to rewrite that as 6 equals 24R. And now I have enough room to solve. I'm going to build my wall, and I'm going to divide by 24, not 18, but 24, because that's the total number of students. And if you do that, I'm going to have to move this up here. I will get 0.25 equals R. And now we have to convert it to a percent by taking 0.25 times 100. I'm just showing my figure work up here. And you should get 25% equals R. So this should have been 25%. And sadly, once again, that happened again in problem number 5. The baker made the following types of pie: 10 lemon, 20 cherry, 4 blueberry, and 16 apple. What percent of the pies are cherry? So again, this is my fault. I didn't read it, and I didn't model one like this because I didn't catch it. So now that I'm being a good reader, as I should, I'm going to guide you through this. So there were 10 lemon, there were 20 cherry, there were 4 blueberry, and there were 16 apple. So we're going to add all those numbers together. You can use your calculator, and I'm getting 50 pies, and you can double check that if you want. Okay, so there's 50 total pies, and they're asking what percent of the pies, meaning all of them. That's the total, and now we have a total. Then it goes on to say cherry. So now we want to isolate just the cherry pie. So we're only looking for the 20. So that's the other part of the information I have to kind of pick out. And they did mention what percent, so we don't know it. So we're going to start, with P equals RT. And the part of the pies that we're looking for are cherry pies. So there's 20 of them. We don't know the percent, so we're still going to let the R kind of hang out waiting for us to solve it. And the total is 50. And I had several students write to me and let me know that they didn't know how to do this one. And thank you very much for alerting me to the fact that this one, once I looked at it, I'm like, oh yeah, we didn't model this. So now we're all set up. The key to this is setting up the right equation. So if you did check the key and you didn't have the same answer, this is why. I'm now dividing by 50 on both sides. Okay? And so you're going to take your calculator and divide by 50. And you should get 0.4 equals R. So our next step is to turn that into into a percent. And so I'm going to just write it underneath. Usually I write it off to the side. We make a decimal into percent by multiplying it by 100, and that's going to give us 40. Okay, so now we know it's 40%. So 40% of those pies. So our lesson for today is going to ask you to find the part or the percent or the total, and it is going to have one of these type of problems in it. So I wanted you to be prepared. Thanks again for writing me and asking questions. That's awesome.